Hey everybody, thanks for joining me in my kitchen again. I'm Kelly, but you knew that. I am struggling with this camera angle and this tripod's about to fall down. So before disaster strikes, let's start Meetin Veg.
Hey, turn up the caramello and chisel on the shizney. It's time for me to what? Let me introduce myself. I'm Gino Burrito. My pants are made of leather. I find it hard to concentrate.
So it's breakfast time, which means it's about 4 p.m. And that's a normal time to shut up. So I'm gonna make some food. A lot of people ask me, like, what do you eat for breakfast? I know you eat a lot of vegetables, blah, 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 but like, how do you get them into your breakfast? Well, there's a really easy way to do that. And that is just make some scrambled eggs, throw some stuff in there. What stuff goes well in scrambled eggs? You'd really be surprised how many things go well in scrambled eggs. Pretty much everything. This is not gonna be real professional looking. But that's okay. Because how many of us are professional cooks? If you're a professional cook, why are you watching me? You know better than me already. But the point is, you don't have to be a professional cook to make food. If there's one thing you learn from me, and there may only just be one thing, I'm just gonna be so honest about that. It's that you don't have to be perfect at everything. You don't have to be a professional to make something that you enjoy eating, okay? Which is why I'm not that concerned about the fact that I'm not always working with great things. I don't have fancy knives. I don't always have the greatest ingredients. I don't have a wonderful camera setup, but I don't have to be a professional to make a YouTube video that you might enjoy. I hope you enjoy. And you don't have to be a professional chef to make food that you like putting in your face. Okay, so with that being said, I also want to address one other thing. I am really nervous to make eggs in front of everybody because I know that there's all this talk about like how to make perfect eggs. I don't know what that even means. Perfect is what you enjoy eating. Gordon Ramsay is not invited to breakfast. So if it's not up to his standards, I don't care that much. I'm gonna make them how I like them. If you have a way that you like making them better, go for it, okay? Don't get hung up on getting things just right according to somebody else's standards, okay? The only person who has anything to say about what goes into your food is the people your food goes into. And also my cat, who has something to say about everything. Thanks, Steph. So I'm gonna start with my pan on like medium, like on the lower side of medium heat, because I'm gonna start with some vegetables first. If I was just going straight into eggs, I'd go a little bit lower on the heat because it's really easy to overcook eggs. If you like them that way, that's fine. Also, I kind of grew up like that. Just kind of slightly overcooking my eggs and then putting ketchup on it. It's not my thing anymore though. I'm gonna toss in a bit of butter. The stove has been on a little bit longer than it normally would be, so my butter's already kind of heating up. And you just kind of toss in some mushrooms. These are shiitakes. I use these a lot. I get them in my Imperfect Foods box every week, so I always have these on hand. I like to combine these with certain things as sort of my standards. I really like these with asparagus, which I unfortunately don't have any of right now. I also really like the combo of shiitake mushroom and spinach in various things, and I put that together a lot, but also just kind of goes with everything. You might notice this is not a responsible way to cut vegetables. Don't do this. This is not a particularly sharp knife, so I'm not that nervous about it. Also, I do this a lot, which is not really a defense for doing something wrong. I am aware this is not the right way to do it. Also, never look in a different direction while you're cutting something, and don't point knives at this is a disaster. Let's just pretend that this is going really well, and I'm just gonna kind of get all that coated in your butter. I might ordinarily put a bit more of the mushrooms in there, but I think I'm gonna load this down with a few other things, so I don't want to go nuts with it and have like, you know, that salad bar effect? You're at a salad bar and you don't think you're adding very much of anything, but the next thing you know, you've got a bathtub full of salad. And that's not that much of a problem for me because that's kind of how much I want it anyway, but most people, I think, probably aren't looking for that. So I'm gonna toss a little bit of salt down there, partially for some flavor and partially just to help get some of the moisture out of the mushrooms. That's gonna take just a couple of minutes. While that's happening, I'm just gonna crack my eggs. I like to put just a little bit of cream or half and half into my eggs. Just a little bloom, just a tiny little bit. I feel like it makes them kind of fluffy and nice. And then whisk the crap out of your eggs. Fun stuff, right? Now, the nice thing about this is that it's going to go fast. And sometimes when it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon and you haven't had breakfast yet, time kind of becomes of the essence. So, hey, that was a really good toss. You can't see it, and that's fine, because you probably don't want to see my sink. You should not see don't look at my sink. But that was a really good toss. It landed right in something. Oh, just kidding, my sink is empty, because I'm very clean. So while that is happening, I've got my eggs like that. Oh, I'm gonna grab one more thing from the pantry. Don't look at the pantry though. I was gonna add something else, but I couldn't find it. And there's, you know, the time for finding things for adding to stuff that you're cooking is before you start cooking. That's a fun tip. So the mushrooms are looking pretty good, and I'm just gonna start cutting up a little bit of cheese before I put my eggs in, because once you put your eggs in, it's kind of like when you get to the top of the roller coaster and you're like click, 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 and then it's like, Meow! Once the eggs are in, you gotta, like, time is of the essence. You gotta, like, hurry. So that's not the time to be cutting the cheese. Okay, so the cheese is cut into chunks. The mushrooms are actually a little more cooked than I would normally like them, but, you know, it's hard when you're trying to make a video and you gotta, like, stop and start and stuff. So normally it's a bit smoother than this. I'm gonna add just a wee bit more butter so that my eggs don't stick. And I have a few things I'm gonna add. I'm gonna turn the heat down a little bit more. So we want that really like a low medium. Okay, so I have my eggs. I'm gonna toss those guys in. Now's the point of no return. This is the point where it's like, you got your act together or you don't. And that's fine. I'm used to this. Oh yeah, don't touch that, even though I did. So we want to kind of get that moving around. It's already starting to set up, so I'm going to toss my cheese in there. This is some red wax Gouda that I just happen to have some of. I like Gouda. Other cheeses that will work, literally everything. Except for, like, there's a few super gross French cheeses that I would not put in this, but they probably would. Now here's something fun. When it's almost done, I'm going to get a nice big handful of these pea greens. We don't want to put them in too early because we don't want to cook them all the way, but they will cook down a bit. Just kind of incorporate. I probably could have put them in a little sooner, to be honest with you. But I'm not used to cooking while trying to make a video, so it's okay. It's still gonna be tasty. The eggs are almost cooked, so I'm actually gonna turn the heat off and just let the residual heat kind of melt the cheese and work everything in. The pea greens are just gonna get like a little bit wilted, not super cooked, so you still get that nice, you know, fresh sort of spring flavor. Speaking of spring flavors, I have a couple of Chinese chives. I might not actually need 2 of them. Then again, I really like these. They just have this beautiful, fresh, like, just tastes like spring to me. And I know it's summer, but I prefer spring to summer. A smarter person would have these pre-cut. I'm just gonna go ahead and admit that. But I'm not that smart. So I'm just gonna go ahead and toss it in. I throw these in at the end because I don't really want them to cook down too much. I really want that really bright flavor. This is actually just about good. And the reason that I don't shred the cheese is because I like to have those little pockets of ooey gooiness. Also, shredding cheese is like And then you've got another thing to clean. I don't really like cleaning graters, and it's just so. Just take our plate, pop it on. This smells shockingly good. And I know I didn't salt the eggs. I for some reason I just don't. You absolutely can. You can do that whenever you feel like it. But I salted the mushrooms, and I feel like the salty mushrooms really carry a lot of flavor. Some toast. I like Dave's Killer bread, like the 21 grain toast, because it's really high in fiber. The fiber's pretty important to me. What I was gonna put on this was I have this truffle oil that I bought. And it's one of those ingredients where I was like, well, this sounds very fancy. Also, I'll be honest with you, my real introduction to truffle as a flavor was these Trader Joe's chips. They have these potato chips with truffle oil on them, and oh man, I just got like so addicted to that flavor, and I can't really eat potato chips because of, you know, it's like high carb, low fiber, kind of the exact opposite of what I want to be eating. I found that truffle goes really well with eggs. So you get some cheesy eggs, you put a little bit of truffle oil on there. So, but that's for people who have organized their pantries better and can find things at a moment's notice. Or people who are a lot more organized and just have their stuff laid out before they even start cooking. All right, fine. So this is clean fork. This is not the fork that I whisk things with. Generally, what I like to do is like tear off a piece of bread, pile some goodness on there, just like that, and just like That was really shockingly beautiful. And look, you got vegetables into your breakfast. Like, congratulations, good job. And they're even pretty. Look, they're green. And in a shocking feat of multitasking, I also made some tea while I was doing all of this. And that is fantastic. I like to have tea with my breakfast. This, by the way, in case you're wondering what I'm drinking, it's called Golden Arrow by August Uncommon. They're not paying me for this video. Nobody's paying me for this video. If somebody wants to pay me for this video, like, by all means. And I'd rather it be somebody that I like than just like some rando. But if you're wondering what this is like, it is a smoky tea, which I didn't think I would ever enjoy, but I have really come to enjoy them because of these guys. This is Golden Arrow. It's an elegant black tea with smoke and burnt toffee notes. Ooh. I love the way that they write about their teas. So on the back it says, tastes like walnut, mahogany, burnt sugar. Feels like belly poke train travel. Ooh. In reality, it does taste pretty fucking fancy. It's really delicious. So I do actually have a big order that I got from them. Well, not big, but I got some stuff from them, and I thought about doing an unboxing and just kind of showing it off, but I don't know that it necessarily meets the, you know, the whole deal that I'm doing here, since this is supposed to be about vegetables. But I don't know, if you're interested, let me know. This is your channel as much as it is mine. I'm here for you. So if you want to see what kind of tea I got and what kind of goofy write-ups they have on the back of the packages, you let me know. I don't care. I got nothing better to do. I'm gonna go enjoy this. I hope you try it out. If you do, please let me know. This is probably not the last time I will do an egg scrambling video, because there are so many vegetables that you can throw into your eggs and have a good time with it. Anyway, thank you for joining me. It's been nice seeing you again. Take care of yourselves. Eat good food. Bye.
Hey, turn up the caramel and shizzle on the shizney. It's time for me to what? Let me introduce myself. I'm Gino Burrito. My pants are made of leather. I find a